Hi, cuties. Welcome to the very first episode of the Cuties podcast. It's your host, Trisha,
And your co host, Cindy.
and today we're going to be introducing ourselves just so you get to know us a little bit better. And we're going to be answering some questions that you guys left for us on Instagram. So I'll just start off. My name is Trisha. I'm 22 years old. I am currently in post secondary studying business management, and I have about 2 ish years left. And I have a corgi. His name is Bruno. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put a picture of him on the screen. And I have two small businesses. So one is called Fuyen, and one is Cuties Club, which is part of this podcast. Vuyen, I used to sell stuff like tote bags, accessories. I still sell that stuff, but just I'm not as consistent on that page, which we will talk about another time. But I still run that business at like markets and such. So I've been doing that since 2019 when I graduated high school. And right now I'm doing Cuties Club full time, which is I do like events, I host markets, and just like fun little things around the city, and it's kind of like a community base online, so that's kind of like what we focus on. So yeah, I've been doing cuties since 2022, and I can't believe I'm doing it full time, but yeah, I'm doing it full time right now, and it's been like really good doing markets almost every month, so that's very exciting. Recently, like I said, I went full time. So there are a lot of exciting things coming. Like I'm opening a cafe and store. So I'm very excited for that. But I'll answer a little more questions on that later. Some of my hobbies is I like to go to raves, and retail therapy is my biggest weakness. And I think we can both say that. But yeah.
Yeah, no, me too. So I'm Cindy. I'm 19 and I'm currently in my second gap year after high school, but I am going back to post secondary in the fall. Just kind of figuring out life and traveling during this time. I have the cutest little kitty. Her name's Toby. We thought she was a boy. She's not, but that's a story for a different day. I currently work full time at a bubble tea shop, and then I work in at Cuties. Like in between that, my hobbies, I love concerts and raves. Been more into raves recently, um, because of Trisha. We have two festivals coming up. Well, I do, but we have one together, and I love to game. Spend all my nights gaming, and sleep deprivation is my biggest weakness because your girl don't sleep.
We asked, I posted on my story on Instagram. If you're not following us yet, by the way, it is cutiesclub.ca. I posted on Instagram for you guys to ask as many questions as possible, or even just leave comments for us to have topics to talk about. So we have a whole list with us, and we're just gonna go through it. It's not in order at all, so we just kind of wanted to go through it more naturally, and just talk. Yeah. So the first question asked was, how long have you been doing Cuties Club for? So I've been doing it since 2022, and more full time starting in like 2023, I'd say. But yeah, I started the Cuties page in 2022 of like summer, I believe.
Yeah, so I attended that first market in 2022 in the summer, and then I actually started like kind of helping out at Cuties in just before February, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before we took off. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said please host a market in Vancouver. I think that would be super cool, but I don't know how to do that yet. I'll have to figure that out because I feel like that's a little. It would be much more complicated. Like next month we have one in Edmonton, which is only 3 hours away from Calgary, so it's not too bad. And I have some friends there that are like helping me host it, but yeah, I definitely want to though. That'd be so
Yeah,
cool.
no, I would love to travel for like a market.
Yeah, that would be so cool. But I know that would be like super hectic, and it would need a lot of planning.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll work on it in the future. It's definitely one of my goals. But for now, we're gonna keep it as an idea because it's just not something that's super obtainable right now for me. Are there specific requirements to have a booth? And what are like the booth fees? So to vend at cuties, like the prices kind of change here and there depending on where it is, or like just depends on the market. But you can just find all the requirements and applications on our website. If you just cutiesclub.ca, there's like a whole section. And if you have further questions, like just DM me on Instagram and I'll answer there. I think it's, yeah, it's pretty simple, but we kind of aren't like super strict though on like the type of products. Like we're pretty open to seeing every business because I know that people are just starting out. So we want to give as many people like a chance as possible. And yeah, booth fees wise, there's always price on the application for that specific market that you're applying for. So you'll see that there.
How did you start cuties? It's the next question.
Um, how did I? Oh yeah, I talk about this sometimes. I feel like I repeat this a lot, but um, basically, Cuties wasn't supposed to be like its own thing in the beginning. It was just like a collab market with Alice from Tiger Sid and Friends. If you don't know her yet, she has a store in Calgary. It's called Tiger Sid and Friends. It's on Center Street, and she also has another store called Moonlight in Chinatown. Um, but yeah, she just asked me at the time because I was one of her vendors, and she asked me if I wanted to help host a market with her. And then she came up with the theme of cuties. It was supposed to be just a theme, but then from there, I kind of got really inspired. So I started cuties like as its own thing, and I guess it just took off from there.
Yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are or what dream goals do you have?
Like market wise,
I mean, I think like anything, like your life, market, or whatever.
my life dream goal, I think okay, I always wanted to be a flight attendant, but I'm kind of steered past that now.
I mean, you can always go back.
Yeah, I could always go back. I just want a degree, girl.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting there. You have plans.
Yeah, I got my plans set out for that.
We're young guys. We're not that old.
Yeah, I'm only 19, please.
Yeah, so she has a lot of time. What dream do you have for cuties markets or for the future of cuties markets? For me, definitely expanding to bigger venues. Not too big though, because I think like honestly like I really enjoy like how intimate the markets are.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I feel like conventions are so like every when you go to a convention like obviously you see all the artists and stuff, which is amazing to support, but there are also a lot of like sponsors everywhere, and that's great too because that's how they make it possible. But yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying so far just like how intimate it is and chill it is when you do like smaller markets, and people still it makes like such a big impact on all the vendors too when people are able to shop from more people than getting instead of getting like overwhelmed, I guess. Um but yeah, I guess that's my goal. And I have a couple more like specific goals for like this upcoming year, but I kind of want to talk about that more in the next video. But yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I also agree. I like the more intimate side of the markets that we're having right now because I feel like I have more of a chance to like walk around, talk to like the vendors and kind of get to know them rather than like if it were like big convention size, it's kind of hard to do that because there's so many more people.
Yeah, and I think if we did like convention size, like I mean, I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah.
Like you would need more than just like the typical 6 volunteers we have and us. You would need it would need so much more, and it'd be so much more complicated. So, yeah, but I mean, never say never.
I mean, I would love to go convention. I think we definitely just need more time on that.
Yeah, yeah, I think Cuties just needs more time to grow and make it more like realistic for when we do it.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start Cuties Club? I started I kind of touched on this a bit, but I was just inspired by like um how the first one went so well. Like the first one I ever did, like I've never felt so like connected with like vendors like at a market. with my other business, Vuyen, like I used to do markets all the time to sell my products, and it has always been so like I don't know, so robot style sometimes. Like I feel like I just show up somewhere and then sell stuff. I don't really know anybody. People don't really talk to each other at a lot of other markets, and this one, Cuties Market, like we all have like the same vibe. It's like cutesy vibe, kind of giving also like tying into like Otafest vibes. You know, like the anime stuff, the Sanrio stuff, handmade stuff, just like really cute things. So um, I was really inspired, and I've never found a market like Cuties, to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of what inspired me to keep going. And I'm happy with how it's been so far. What difficulties do you come across at markets and by running a market?
Do you want to start off?
Oh, I guess I have a lot of notes on that. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are difficult. Um, I feel like I'm stressed like every time, but
Yeah.
like there's always like stuff to be stressed about. Whether it's like a big deal or not, like sometimes it's just like a little overwhelming. So some difficulties. I wrote some notes. I put vendor selection. So obviously because we are a smaller market size, we cannot choose everybody. Usually I get around like the max I've gotten is maybe like almost 200 applicants to a market. And considering like the max I've been able to choose is like around 60-ish vendors, like that's hard. And I feel really bad when I don't choose somebody, but also like it's kind of just how it is. But that's like still kind of hard sometimes because I know people are just trying their best. And also another thing is dealing with people constantly. I wouldn't say like I'm a super like introvert, but I think I kind of am. Like I don't love talking to people like a lot. Um, it's just part of my job though, so I've kind of gotten better at it, and I'm very much a people pleaser, so it's kind of like hard. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
For me, I definitely agree with like talking to people constantly. It's a lot because I work in customer service, so I'm already talking to people a lot, and so to kind of not have a break on that like
Yeah.
takes a lot out of me
Yeah.
and like drains my social battery. But I mean, in the like it's different for markets because usually like when I talk to people, it's always like a good thing and whatever, rather than like at my job when like there's the possibility of people like complaining to me rather than just trying to have a conversation with me.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's like the like difficulty
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's kind of like hard to talk about it. It's there's a lot of like things that maybe I'm not having a good day during a market, so it just makes running the market extra hard if I don't feel like talking or having like as much of a conversation. But like I kind of have to. So we're just like reading. I wrote something stupid in the notes, but anyways, um yeah, and the next thing is unhappy customers and vendors, or like just feedback in general. Like I said, I'm kind of a people pleaser and I'm working on it. I think I'm better now than I was before.
Mm-hmm.
But unhappy customers and vendors, sometimes I'm just like I feel bad. Um,
Yeah, but then it's also like, what can we do?
yeah, like there are some things like that I'm like, okay, yeah, like you have the right to be upset about that, and I'm gonna work on it because I messed up, and I'm gonna take accountability for that. Like I've
Yeah,
messed up on like a lot of things before, and continue to mess up on things, but
that's how we learn.
yeah, but when it's like related to something that's like so not justifiable to be angry at me about, I'm kind of just like I just don't know what to do, and I don't know. It makes me
Yeah, cause
anxious.
like we like yeah okay we run the market, but there's a lot of things that happen that aren't in our control.
Yeah, and that could be like related to anything too, like whether it's they're requesting something, or at the market if someone's like telling me that they're unhappy because they're not making sales. Like it's kind of hard for me because I'm like I wish I can get you the sales, but also sometimes like when it comes to like the actual market date, like it's kind of out of my hands. Um and as much as I can post about it. Either way, I still want to hear your feedback though, because I want cuties to grow, and I know that we can't grow if I don't work on things and organize myself a little bit better. So if you have any feedback, let me know, I guess. Oh, I hate this question.
So, Trisha, is the cafe open yet?
Um, I know I teased like that my cafe is opening so many times and so long ago, but there keep like there's constantly issues
So many.
that keep coming up and delays. So I'm sorry, I'm not making promises anymore. I'm just gonna say soon, which it kind of like it is soon, but maybe not as soon as you think.
We're getting there.
Like not like next week, but but
But soon. But
yeah,
soon.
I'm like I was about to give another promise.
No, no.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, but trust me, you will see me post all about it when we have an official date of opening. Um, but I'm working on it.
Yeah,
So
we'll see you there though.
yeah, we definitely will see everyone there. How long did it take to plan cuties? Um, to be honest, like I'm a procrastinator and I'm very spontaneous. So I feel like every market is planned like within like a month. Like I don't know, I have pretty short like timelines. Working on it though, because I know a lot of people need to know like months ahead, and sometimes I
Wait,
don't even
Trisha, it's
know.
be real time.
Oh, it's be real time. Okay, not my foot being in it.
Okay, okay, okay,
um,
okay.
but yeah, what was I saying?
You're spontaneous.
Oh yeah, so I'm spontaneous. So I kind of don't plan ahead like that early in advance ever, but I'm working on it because I know like a lot of people also do conventions and stuff, and they also need to know like dates of other markets. So totally fair. This year I have a lot planned like ahead of time, so I think um I'm a little bit ahead now, but
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I would say so.
yeah, but still working on that. I mean, everything can be done like within a month, to be honest. It's
Hmm.
possible. But that's kind of just
Yeah.
how I do things.
So the next question is, what motivated you to start Vuyen?
Um
Sorry, not to butcher your brand's
Can't
name.
even say my brand. Wow. Vuyan, I started it. So it started out as doing custom tote bags. I would literally like let people customize from the strap length, how many straps they want, um, types of pockets, types of fabric, color of fabric, and I used to sew it all by myself in the basement of my house. And it started because honestly, like I was in fashion class in high school, so I was already like kind of experienced with like sewing, and I was making myself tote bags because I was too broke to buy them because I didn't have money in high school and I didn't have a job like when I started making tote bags. So I was like, "Oh my god, this is so easy to make and I don't even have to order it from like AliExpress or whatever." So, yeah, I started making tote bags, posted on Instagram, and it kind of like just went off from there cuz I feel like at the time, like honestly, at the time it really popped off. Like, I'm not even going to lie, it popped off so much that I had burnout and then I disappeared for like a year. So, again, that's a conversation for next episode I'm going to be talking about. But yeah, but that's how it started. And I'm very happy though that I did it because I literally would not be doing this right now if I never started Fuyan. So,
That's very true.
Jackie's little sister.
Aw. Oh, wait. Okay, so this is from Jackie's little sister. She says, "This isn't a question, but I admire what you do, Trisha."
That's so cute. Also, Jackie, I didn't know you have a little sister.
Yeah, girl, you only talk about your older sister.
Yeah,
Show some love.
she's one of our volunteers. But also I'm like, is this a different Jackie? I'm not sure.
I think we only know the one.
Mm,
Unless there's the other one out there, we don't know. I'm so
I don't
sorry.
know. Maybe I'll check after, but it's too late now. Whatever. Okay, current favorite
Clothing piece.
clothing piece. For me, one of my favorite things is you probably saw on TikTok trending. Everything's about TikTok. Yeah, I know. But the kimchi blue, it's like this black sweater long sleeve top and it has like bows like up the buttons like in the middle and then it has bows like on the sleeves. that's like my favorite. I've been loving kimchi blue in general at Urban Outfitters, but that's my favorite top. And my favorite bottoms for a while now have been the Aritzia cargo sweatpants. They're amazing.
Oh, I have to agree. I'm wearing them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I love those. For me, I don't really have like a favorite shirt or anything, so I'm gonna just jump to hoodies. My Alchemy hoodie, I'm actually wearing it right now. On the back,
Mm-hmm.
it says, "Your fear of looking stupid is holding you back." Wait, hold on, let me.
She's showing the camera right now for those who are watching on YouTube. I don't think it really showed, but yeah, it says your fear of looking stupid is holding you back. I think that's very true though, and we even wore it to a market before, and I got so many compliments
Oh
that
yeah, no,
day.
me too.
Yeah, I was like, and I thought it was so fitting to to tell vendors like or to show vendors
Just
that.
like anybody in general.
Yeah, that's true. Like I even remember I wore it to like the mall once, and this old guy like stopped me,
Yeah,
and he
you
was
told
like,
me.
"I like your hoodie," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" I forgot I was wearing it, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cute." So yeah, that's what I love it too.
Yeah, and then for pants, my favorite pants are my Oakenfort cargos. They're like what's the word? They're okay, so they're let me vision this for you. I'm not gonna go grab them. They're gray and they're kind of like tactical looking in a
Mhm.
way, but they're just really cute, and I think that they go with a lot of things and like my style in general.
Yeah. What is your favorite season? For me, I love like the fall time because it's not like hot, but it's not cold. I hate when it's hot, and I don't love when it's cold, but sometimes the winter is a vibe. But yeah, the fall time is my favorite.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. Fall, I would say spring, but then spring is when all the allergies come out,
Mhm.
and I'm not really walking or rocking with like sneezing and like my eyes constantly watering. So,
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Cindy, how can you sign up as a volunteer?
okay, yeah. So if you guys keep up with our Instagram, we always post about it on our stories specifically, but we always do make a post too.
Mhm.
Um, but basically, whenever we have an upcoming markets, just apply on our websites, cutiesclubs.ca, and then go to the volunteer tab, and then you can fill out the form, and then I go through all of them. I'll interview you, and then goes from there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty simple, honestly. Just make sure you have the notifications on for when we post, because I know a lot of people miss it and then they ask us after, and I'm like, I'm sorry you missed the post. But yeah, everything's on our website. And
Yeah,
if you ever have a question, though, like just DM us and
yeah.
we'll send
DM
you a
us,
link.
email us.
Yeah. What's the favorite event you've ever done?
Valentine's.
Yeah, of
That was
course.
like crazy. That market really took off.
Yeah. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, last year, 2023, February, we did a Valentine's market. That was like one of the first ones that I did, like, I guess, like as a comeback. After, I think, after the first one, I think that was my second one.
I think it was.
Yeah, wait. Oh my God. Yeah, the Valentine's market last year was my second market ever doing, especially like doing it on my own. We hosted it at this building downtown. I forgot
The
what it.
Beltline.
Yeah, the Beltline. They had like this venue. It was pretty small. It only held like 20 vendors, but it was that like I don't know what happened, but like that day was like insane. We had like huge lineups like literally down the road. Like it was,
Yeah, no, for like the whole day too. People were standing in line for like a good hour.
and it was cold.
It was February. And it's
Yeah.
not like how this year's winter has been going. Like it was cold last year.
Yeah, it was cold and people waited in line for like hours, like maybe like max like 2 hours, but yeah, that was crazy. The venue was definitely tight. A
I'm
bit.
very glad we had volunteers for that.
Yeah, that was I think that was the first time I
That
had volunteers
yeah, it
too.
was.
And I was like, "Oh my God, if I didn't have volunteers, it would have been like chaos cuz I couldn't direct people myself. There was just so much going on." But it was an amazing market. That was crazy. I was emotional after.
Yeah.
Like even some of the vendors, some of them, a lot of them, it was their first market too, and they have stuck with cuties ever since then.
Yeah.
And I remember like at the end of the market, I think it was like Jingo. and like some other vendors.
Y'all were crying.
Yeah, we were like standing in a circle, and because like one person started crying, and then like we all started crying because it was like the first time one of them like or multiple of them sold out of like almost everything, and I was like, oh my god, that was crazy.
Right.
Like,
I remember that was also the first market that we met Janelle at Coco J Crochet.
yeah,
And we watched her sell out. That was crazy.
yeah, and she's been thriving ever since then. So I love to see that. Okay, how did we meet each other? So Cindy is actually my boyfriend's little sister. So that's how I met her.
Yep.
Yeah, and we didn't get close until like last year.
No, like 2 years ago.
Really?
Well,
Mm.
no, because we celebrated my 17th birthday together.
Oh, like yeah, I mean like around then, I guess. Okay,
So
wow,
it's been
that
like
was so
2
long ago.
years.
What the Okay, wow. I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah, because like I remember when I was 16, that's when we were getting close. So like
Mm.
2, 3 years.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, wow. But yeah, she's my boyfriend's sister.
Yeah, so if you ever tell me, or whoa, hold on,
Huh?
brain parts. If you ever hear me like when people are like, "Oh, who's Trisha?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my sister." Yeah, cause I'm manifesting the sister-in-law.
Mhm. I'm waiting for that ring. Raymond, I know you're listening to this.
No, he's not.
Actually, he said he would listen to them like while he works. He's a podcast man.
Okay.
Okay, next question. How to start a small business? That is a very broad question that I cannot answer like in
Yeah.
one sitting even. But I'll for sure be making episodes of like certain parts to like lead you up to the bigger picture of like starting your own business. But short form, I would say find your aesthetic and what you want to sell slash make, whatever. Target market, like who you want to sell to, age group, um, lifestyle, whatever. Make an Instagram, and I'd say just go for it. You literally cannot start until you start. Like there's no other way to say it. A lot of people like delay it, or they're saying like, oh, like I'm not sure if like people are gonna follow me, or I'm like whatever, and I'm like, well, they're not gonna follow you if you don't have Instagram.
I feel like it's one of those things where you kind of just have to like get it going to find out.
Yeah,
Because you can't really predict how well like your small business is gonna do unless you start it.
exactly. Like you literally just have to do it. Like if you don't, for example, like make an Instagram and then start marketing yourself, or like and showing like whatever you want to sell like with the people around you, then like it's not going to happen. And so literally go for it. Don't be afraid. Obviously do your research. But if you just want to start small, or like selling like through like the DMs on like Instagram or whatever, that's how I started, then just do it. And then get your friends to buy from you, and then the list will just keep going and your group will get bigger.
What kind of licenses and registrations do you need to start a small business?
So this, I'm just gonna give a brief idea of it. Uh, this is also something I'm gonna talk about in next episode, but um, there's a lot of things that go into this. So don't be afraid of it though. I think for me, I was afraid of all of this. Like, oh my god, licenses sound so like scary.
So legit.
I'm like, oh my god, like I'm gonna go to jail like if I don't do something right. But trust me, you're fine. We're like dying right now. But yeah, trust me, you are fine. I will lead y'all through some of the knowledge that I've gained like over the couple years. But I'd say you're good to sell at markets. It's fine. If you're literally making like $500, like that's fine as like extra income. If you are trying to sell food, any kind of food, I would just say like depending on what province you're in, look up the AHS requirements. Some businesses are considered as low risk businesses. I think that's sometimes like candy, even like that kind of stuff. That's not like meats or like whatever that's cooking. That stuff you don't need like a certain license. But I would say either way though, to be safe,
Just get one.
yeah, like it's not even a license. Like just do your food handling course. It's like you can literally do it online, super easy. I just did mine recently. Cost like $50. and I'd rather have it than not, because then you learn a lot from it too. So
And it's like valid for like a couple years, right?
yeah, I think it's 5 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but
it's in that
it's
range.
actually like super easy. So you can just do that online really easily. And another thing I would just say though, if you are making over $30,000 a year, remember that you have to apply for a GST number and start charging tax. I believe you only get charged on whatever you make like after the 30,000, like the tax. So keep that in mind. But I know a lot of people don't have to worry about that quite yet if you're just starting out, or you're just like selling at like markets like here and there. But yeah, I'll kind of talk about that more in the next episode.
How long will our podcast be?
I think I'm like we're just gonna go with the flow.
Yeah.
Depends on the thing. So for example, like this episode, we're not aiming for a certain amount of time. We're just going through the questions. Some episodes might be like quick tip episodes where like I talk about something for like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. And then other episodes will be longer if I'm trying to like teach you like kind of course style. If I'm teaching you like a whole thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're just starting out though. So we're kind of just gonna experiment. I don't really know. Like I'm just doing this for fun. What are some of your hobbies?
Well, I think we kind of went over this at the start, but
Yeah.
um, for me, I'm really into gaming. I play Valorant. Can you tell? Um,
I mean, I don't know if they could tell.
I mean, maybe some people can. Some people are like, "Oh, you game? You probably play Valorant, huh?" And I'm like,
That's true.
"Yeah, why you know that?"
Yeah.
What else? I don't know if raving really counts, but like I love to like go out when
Yeah.
I do.
Same. I feel like all of my hobbies turn into my business. So, I like sewing, and, I crochet. I love doing all kinds of crafts. Making jewelry.
hmm I really want to get into I want to learn how to DJ.
Yeah.
So
Maybe one episode you'll start DJing music for us.
yo,
Our intro music.
I'll do the intro and outro music.
Yeah, that would be sick.
I'll make some sound effects.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for DJ Cindy.
Call me
Or
DJ Candy, Candy, Candy.
DJ Lou.
That sounds so wrong.
What do you mean?
Like Lou, as in like the toilet loo.
Okay, I didn't even think of it
No,
like
some
that.
people, that's all they think about when they're like, "Oh, Cindy Lou," and I'm like, okay, never mind.
What's something you've learned when you started Cuties Club? I mean, there's a lot of things I've learned, a lot, and I'm still learning. But maybe I would say don't take things personally. Kind of touched on this a bit earlier as well, but yeah, like comments and like when I mess up, like I'll literally like be depressed about it. I'll be like, oh my god, like what did I do? Like people gonna hate me now. When it really isn't that serious sometimes. Sometimes it's just something that you just need to learn from it once and do better next time. But
Right.
yeah, I would say yeah. What about you? Since you started working at Cuties?
Um. Suddenly, my mind is blank.
I mean, I got what Cindy does.
feel like
Maybe you should tell them like what you do for Cuties.
Oh well, so I do volunteer stuff. So I'm the one that like coordinates everything with the volunteers and kind of like I'm always like the first person to talk to everybody. Like even before Trisha, like Trisha meets the volunteers
When the market is.
when the market
Yeah.
is and like when everybody else meets the volunteers. But I kind of get like a little briefing on them like beforehand. Um, yeah, I just kind of like send out emails, interview people, talk to people, become friends with people.
Yeah. It's actually a big part though because I remember when I used to manage the volunteers and like literally do everything. It was rough. It was really rough. I was stressed all the time.
Yeah, I saw her and I was like, do you want me to like do the volunteer stuff?
Yeah. Cuz you would think that it's quite simple, but it's not.
It's just like another thing added on top of everything else.
If I'm doing everything else already, it is not like simple to just add on like a whole section of basically employees.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite part of working on markets? For me, it's discovering different businesses. Yeah. Like sometimes I didn't realize before that there's just so many small businesses in Calgary.
Oh my god, yeah, actually, that's so true.
Like there's like an unlimited amount, obviously. Like it's crazy, and that's my favorite part is discovering like new people. And I've become friends with a lot of the vendors too, and we've hung out too, and it makes me so happy to like see them thrive and also like get to know them on like a more personal level rather
Hmm.
than just like in passing or whatever. But yeah, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I think for me, it's definitely like meeting all the new people, kind of just like being able to get to know people and be friends with them. Like my girl Lucy lavished, what is lavish the label?
Lavish the label.
Sorry, I had it. Sorry, Lucy. Um, but yeah, like becoming friends with like her and like Coco J Crochet Janelle and Esty from Bratz Beads and like everybody else. Like it's just such a great community,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's my time to like see them and like hang out with them and like make sure everything's good.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of cool too how like sometimes like if we meet them at a market and they're also going to be at the next market, like it's kind of cool to be like see you at the next one or like,
Yeah.
see you next time. Like I don't know, it's kind of cool. And like kind of like the name Cuties Club. Like I literally feel like we're in a club, but like a very welcoming one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really cool.
Who's better behaved, Toby or Bruno?
Honestly, I'll say Bruno.
Honestly, I would probably say Bruno too, cause like he can understand some things. Toby, we don't yell at her because like we know she's not gonna understand, so there's no point in yelling at her.
Yeah, also we're talking about our dogs and cats, by the way. Not like human if you
Yeah, yeah,
if you
yeah, yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
realize that.
my cat is Toby. Bruno's the puppy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean in general though, it's easier to train a dog than a cat, I
Yeah.
think. So,
And like Toby's not like any special breed where like she learns. She's the car.
yeah. She gets pretty like feisty sometimes,
Oh yeah.
but that's okay. She's still cute. What did you guys do before cuties? So for me, when I was starting to make cuties like bringing it up again, I was working a couple marketing jobs. And I was in school still at the time. So I started off with post secondary for business marketing. I switched out to management not too long ago, but yeah, when I was in marketing, I worked at a job. I was a marketing manager at a Amazon company, like a company that sold stuff on Amazon, and that was pretty cool. I got to experience that for like the first time being a manager. Um, it was very stressful though, kind of not for me. And then I moved on to being a store manager slash marketing manager for another store. It's like a retail and nail salon, whatever. That was also okay too. It was a good experience to learn how to be in charge of things, but it was definitely also kind of just not for me. I wasn't very happy,
Hmm.
to be honest. But yeah, that's what I did before cuties.
For me, I'd like just graduated high school.
Yeah.
Uh, I've just been working, doing the same stuff I've been doing. Like I mentioned before, I work at a bubble tea shop, and I've kind of just spent like the last 2 years traveling, just like hanging out,
Yeah.
figuring life out.
What inspired the brand name? I also kind of talked about this, but cuties. I think it's just in the name.
It's just a little niche for everybody.
Exactly.
Do the markets have an age limit? Yes. The answer is yes. It's 16 plus. Yeah, it's 16 plus. We prefer that just because it's like you're technically like 16 is like the age that you can like work at, right? Like legally,
Yeah, I
right?
think I'm pretty sure it could be younger, but for now it's just 16 because we've just had experiences with um some younger individuals that weren't so like mature when we work with them. Like we're pretty chill. We're very
We're
chill
very chill.
with our volunteering stuff, but yeah, we've definitely had some difficulties with anyone younger, so we're kind of just keeping it at 16. And also I feel like 16-year-olds like that's like kind of
It's like high school age.
yeah, and that's like when their parents some also don't care or like start letting them go do like volunteer
Yeah, like
work.
more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Where
my
do you
god.
see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Married, I
I
hope.
hope.
Yeah, maybe have a cute little baby or something.
Wow, I'm not cuffed up, so if y'all got like a really cute older brother or something, or not older, but like my age,
I was like,
um, let me know. I'm single. I want to get married eventually in like 10 years.
yeah, yeah, and hopefully I'll have like a house. Career
Yeah.
wise, though, I mean, I hope like my cafe is doing good. Maybe I'll expand it. And also the markets. Maybe I'll expand that too and do
Mhm.
some more events, kind of event work. Um, and who knows? Or maybe like I'll be working in marketing again.
Yeah, I just wanna be stable, have a degree,
Mm-hmm.
travel lots.
Have a nice place.
Mhm.
Fave place to eat in Calgary. For me, I love Monsoon.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Monsoon is so good. If you've never been there, it's like Japanese restaurant, like sushi and stuff. It is, where is it? It's on McLeod. So it's by like Chinook Mall. I I feel like we get it almost like every time after a market.
one. The oysters,
Oh my god.
man.
Oh shit, sorry. But yeah, the oysters are so good. I love oysters so much. I know it's hit or miss for some people, but
No, so good.
it's so good. Do you have a
I was
different
gonna
place?
say ponchu.
Oh, I love
I feel
Fonchu
like
too.
it's so underrated. Like I don't think anybody's ever talked about it. I think I saw it on Instagram like once. Or no. We didn't even.
No, I literally drove past it when I was like
Yeah.
looking at the dealership across from it.
Yeah, they have this really good like sea urchin creamy udon,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like the big like tabiko eggs on top.
Yeah,
And
it's so
like
good.
honestly their presentation for like everything is really good. So it's like a Japanese kind of restaurant. Their sushi's really good. And yeah, like presentation wise, like damn, like for the price,
Yeah.
it's like very like fancy restaurant type presentation.
But it's like affordable, which
Yeah, it's
is
just like an average restaurant.
yeah, it's like pretty affordable, and also they have like happy hours, so
Their happy hour is actually really good
literally
too.
everything is extra cheap. And they have like deals on certain days when like certain dishes are cheaper, so I would
And they have
definitely
seasonal
recommend.
menus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, would definitely recommend.
Oh yeah, Ponchu's in Crowfoot, by the way.
Yes. Would you consider partnering with Moonlight to run a night market at Dragon City Mall? Just a quick little reminder, Moonlight is a little store in Chinatown owned by Alice and Lee, I believe. Yeah, they just like have like a bunch of shelves with products from small businesses that like, they get to sell all their products there. And it's been doing so well in Dragon City Mall. Um, but yeah, no promises yet, but there has been some work and some talk about, potentially doing a market there. We're going to try to make that happen. I don't know when yet, but yeah, definitely something that is on my mind.
What's your go-to outfit?
My go-to outfit, lazy outfit, I would say like a sweatsuit from like Aritzia. Like all my sweatsuit or like matching sweats and hoodies are mostly from Aritzia.
Me too.
Yeah, so that I wear sweatsuits like pretty much every day.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
like all the time. And if I want to like dress up a little, I love like a good like baggy jeans, like a straight leg but like baggy jeans with like a nice cute little top. It could be like fitted or like even a sweater. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it's also like a sweatsuit. Actually, I'm not really like a person that likes to wear like sweats out because it makes me feel kind of lazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like when I wear a sweatsuit, I kind of feel put together because it's like matching. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, there's always something about like a matching set.
Yeah, for like a dressed up kind of vibe. Um, like any pair of cargos and like a bodysuit.
Okay, what are some of your core memories when starting Cuties Market? For me, it's meeting Brittany. Brittany, if you're listening or watching this, shout out to you. I think her Instagram is Donut Cub. If it's not,
Club.
I think it's Cub, not Club. We
Isn't it Donut Club?
we can confirm that right now. But while Cindy searches that up, yeah, she is so sweet. She
Oh,
is
it is. It is.
a
It is.
loyal cuties market attendee. Um, and yeah, like she's just so sweet, and literally like she tries so hard. Like I don't think she works like full time too. Like as I don't know where, but she works full time. And I know it's like sometimes very hard for her to come to the markets, but she makes it work. And she puts so much effort into her
I
outfits.
know. I love it.
Like, it's so cool. Like, she'll be like,
Her makeup's always done so perfectly too.
yeah, and like the outfit, the hair, everything. Like, she's so colorful. I love that. Um, but yeah, she's just like her presence, I feel like actually makes like a lot of vendors happy
Oh yeah.
because a lot of us, like, she's very recognizable. And if you're at the market often, like at Cuties often, like I'm sure you know who she is. But yeah, she's so sweet. For me, like she definitely has made an impact on like I guess my life, and like one of like the purposes of why I do Cuties is because people like her, like she's so dedicated to the market, and I didn't realize honestly until I met her like how much Cuties like means to people.
Yeah.
Like you kind of think of like markets as like, oh, it's like an event, like a
Just a thing to
weekend.
go to.
Yeah, just like a weekend thing that you're just gonna go to and whatever. But like I don't I've had conversations with Brittany, and she's told me stuff like, oh, like I feel like I'm just briefly saying this. I'm not quoting her, but she said stuff along the lines of like feeling like she's like part of a community that's like a like-minded community, and that you're not like being judged for like your style and what you like. And just yeah, like she definitely makes me feel like people actually value like my work. Not that I didn't feel that before, but I just never thought about it. She definitely changed my perspective on a lot of things.
For me, one of my core memories was definitely the first Valentine's Day market that we had, the one that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, same.
So it was the first market that I like volunteered slash like helped Trisha set up and everything, and it was crazy and like super overwhelming to see like the amount of support and customers from or like the amount of support from customers and like the vendors that we had that day.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, it was a lot of the vendors like first time vending, and it was so surreal almost to like watch them like sell out and like how crazy everything did go, because it was like the first like really big market.
Yeah.
I would say our volunteers, like no matter like if they're new or returning volunteers, they've always left like a big impact on me. I think it's they're just so welcoming as well, cuz I am like actually like a very shy person.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so I feel like I'm not very open all the time, but they're very like they open up to me about like themselves. I kind of get to know them better, and then that allows me to be able to do that for them as well. Um and I also love to see like how excited they are to be volunteering. Like whenever I like interview any of the volunteers, always like, yeah, like I'm just so excited to like be a part of the team and kind of see what goes on, like.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get there too, they're always like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe like we're now like a part of it, we're not just like coming here to like
I
shop.
guess customers.
Yeah. um and they really help us when it gets overwhelming.
Yeah. Like I definitely like ever since we started having volunteers, I realized like I can't do it without volunteers anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
just they help so much with like sometimes it's like the most random thing that you do not have time for, or like the mental you're not like in the right mental state to be like doing like random tasks like
Yeah.
taking out the garbage, or even just like helping some other vendors. Like I want to help as many people as I can, but I'm like reminder, I'm like one person. I can't help every single person at the same time at a market.
Mm-hmm.
So without them, I don't even know what I'd do anymore. But yeah, we do appreciate all of our vendors very much. So,
Volunteers.
oh, well, I mean, vendors too.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, volunteers. Yeah, my bad, my bad.
What made you passionate about starting Cuties?
Uh, the community. I think the community is so cool. And then I think sometimes like I forget about that. Like sometimes like I'm like I do get into like a bit of like work mode, just like robot mode, and I'm like, okay, I have this market to do, this market to do. But it's always like the day of the market that like you're like, ugh, when you see everyone show up again, it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's like a reminder that like, okay, like yeah, it was worth it. Um but like I remember I told you that time when I was like stressed out. I was like, why did I even start markets? Like why did I make this a thing? But I'm like, that's so ridiculous. Like I was just stressed.
Yeah, I think about like organizing a market and like stuff like that. It's a lot of work beforehand, but then once market day actually comes, it's pretty chill. Like once everybody's like set up and it's going,
Yeah.
it's just like everything beforehand.
It's definitely chill after they set up. Sometimes when they're setting up, that's also
Yeah,
it's
but like when the market's like going, it's chill.
yeah. Like trust me, there's times where I've cried at markets. I've had mental breakdowns at
Bro,
markets.
no, I remember that.
And
There was one.
I know some of y'all witnessed that. I think markets are just stressful for everybody, and yeah, sometimes markets get really overwhelming, especially like I guess in the beginning when we didn't have as good of a system as we do now.
Oh yeah.
Like that time was like summer was just stress.
No, also summer too, the heat, the
Yeah, we're
madness,
hot, we're all stressed.
frustrated,
You
like
know, my mom's there. You know, sometimes parents can kind of get in the way of your flow.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, everyone's just a little bit stressed. But that's okay. We made
Yeah.
it out and we're all good now. Did you both grow up in Calgary or move here? Yeah, I was born and raised in Calgary. Um, we,
So was
we
I.
both were.
Yeah. You know how cool it is when I meet people and they're like, "Oh, I'm from like Toronto or Vancouver." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Damn, that's cool." But like, why'd you move here?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all I've known is really Calgary. I've literally never even moved my house before. Like I've been in one house my whole life.
Yeah, for me, this is my house. So we're in my house right now, and we moved here when I was 5. So, or like 4 or 5. So I don't really remember anything like when I was like born.
Mhm.
So this house is all I really know.
Okay, fave and least fave thing about organizing a market. For me, least favorite thing is maybe like all the emails and messages I have to respond to. I know it's like, oh, you have to reply to emails
Oh
and
my god,
but no, sometimes like it just gets stressful
it's
and
overwhelming.
you're looking at a screen of just so many words, so many requests, so many little things here and there that you kind of like it just gives me a headache sometimes.
You know when you're like reading a textbook, like you're reading it, but you're not like digesting the words.
Yeah. 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 And so, I get a lot of like questions on Instagram, which I understand that people have questions. And I feel really bad when I complain about this, but at the same time, I'm like, sometimes,
It's on the website.
yeah, please, it's on the website. Most of the answers to your question, it is on the website or just like on our page already, but
Mm-hmm.
that's okay, guys.
For me, it's not really like a. I guess it's like a least favorite thing, but it's kind of like my fault, like my issue. So when I'm like scheduling like interviews for volunteers, sometimes I don't have like my full work schedule out, like for my other job, and I kind of have to guess which days I'm able to schedule like people in for interviews and stuff like that. And then, because like my schedule isn't set for some reason. The last 2 years I've been working there, my schedule isn't set. Um, but then it's just like rescheduling. For my favorite part, I would also have to say the outcome. I love walking around the market, or like sometimes I'm just sitting at Trisha's booth or something, and there's like customers walking around. They're like, "Oh my god, like this is so cute," and all I hear
Yeah.
like the whole day is, "This is so cute. This is so cute," and I think that's just so cute.
Yeah, no, me too. I love when I see people like saying stuff about like even customers' products. I mean, other vendors' products. Like I'm just like, oh, like, and everyone always says like specifically uses the word like cute, so I'm like, it fits the brand so well because obviously
Yeah, no, you
it's
really picked
cuties
a
market.
great
Like
name.
it's literally cuties market. Like everything, of course, is cute. What are your guys' collective thoughts on garlic bread?
Yum yum in my tum tum.
Uh, I think it slays.
Yeah, no, I love garlic bread.
Yeah,
I love a good slice of bread. I love garlic.
and together, garlic bread. All right. What is the process of picking a location? Do you ever want to expand to others? So far, Cuties, pretty much Cuties has only been at like Good Thrift, Good slash Good Neighbor, and the Fire Hall, which the Fire Hall is usually like, it's at this fire station downtown on like its courtyard grounds. Um,
The
that's
fire station isn't in use anymore.
yeah, it's just kind of like a community
There's no
courtyard.
fireplace or fire truck that's gonna ram through your table.
No, yeah, it's just a courtyard, but that's what we where we have our markets in the summer. I still really like it though because it's renovated very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Good Neighbor, I know it sucks because it's upstairs and there's no elevator. I'm so sorry about that, by the way, but it's just been like it's just worked for us though. It still works in the end, and another reason why though like I liked it so much in the well I still do is because it helps get customers and like whatever for the downstairs thrift store,
Mm-hmm.
which it's not just a regular thrift store. Like everything is super affordable, like literally I think like under $15, but most things anyways are like 5 to
Yeah.
$10.
And like, isn't it like all the money they make kind of goes back into the community too,
Yeah,
right?
like it's non-profit, so I think that's amazing. So that's Good Thrift, which is where like the side that like our market is on. And the same building though, if you've never been, there's also Good Neighbor like connected to it on the other side, also thrift store.
Yeah. It's pay what you want.
Yeah, or pay what you can.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, I think that's really amazing for Alice and her team of people to kind of make that happen because thrift stores are expensive nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know what happened because like, nah, I just can't.
Yeah, like Value Village is so expensive now. Like I literally see things for like $40 and I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be like, secondhand affordable, but
Yeah. Also now thrift stores, it's all full of like Shein.
that's true too. Yeah, it's kind of rough out there in the thrifting scene.
No, but like they like resell Shein for the same price as they sell it on Shein.
Or like more
Yeah.
than how much it probably costed.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. That is all the questions that we got in. Thank you for joining us on this very first episode. We definitely have a lot of improvements to make. I got new equipment just for this podcast, which I'm like excited about though because I think it sounds a lot better than how we were originally planning on filming
Yeah.
this. Catch us with some mic stands next time cuz
I love holding it, but like I can hear that the mic is making noises.
yeah, like I'm so sorry if like this whole episode like I'm trying not to touch or move the mic as much and like but every time I touch the cord a little bit I can hear it.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry if you hear like some sounds, but we're working on it. We'll work on our setup a little. I have a lot of topics. So, we're going to be talking about all kinds of things like how to start a business, um mistakes I've made in the past and how you can not avoid making that mistake and just a lot of topics about small businesses and markets and all that stuff. So
Some real talk.
yeah, very excited for all that. For now, I think we're gonna be doing our podcast on Spotify and also on YouTube with video, and sometimes I won't have video, just kind of depends on the day or the episode. And I'm gonna work on getting it on Apple Music, but I don't know how. Like I tried to do it for so long yesterday, but I can't figure it out, and I think you have to like pay.
Yeah, I think Apple you have to pay them.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like a really confusing process though, so I'll work on that.
We'll just stick to YouTube and Spotify video for now.
Yeah, if you have any tips for us on podcasting, you can find me on Instagram, cutiesclub.ca. Hit me in the DMs, please, and let me know like what your tips and suggestions are. See y'all next time.
Bye,
Bye,
cuties.
cuties.